Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Owen from CZT Anja Schonfelder. I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, this is a really, really neat tangle. And gosh, you could use it as a border tangle, kind of a standalone, like a feature tangle. So many fun things. And today is Tuesday, the third Tuesday of the month, which, if you didn't know, it's a Tough Tangle Tuesday day, and it's a free class that I do on Tuesday. All the other ones are generally on Thursdays. But this one, I take one that has, either some extra steps, or just because there are tangles that just seem a little bit more difficult in one way or another. And so then we explore those. So I reserve this one a month for that. And so this one, I was like, well, yeah, and oh my goodness, we had so much fun with it. If you're interested in seeing the recaps, the replay, the pictures, if you go to my website, which is in the description section, and put in your email address on the right hand side, it says follow me, something like that, and then you'll get that sent to you. All right, and if you subscribe to the channel, then you'll see when I get the videos, the recaps, replays done and posted, I will put them on there. All right, so this one starts off with Rosa, like a double row of orbs, and the orbs are doubled themselves. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to get. I'm gonna try to just maybe do 3 of them. We'll see. And I'm just gonna do the one side first. Oh, let's see if I get them nicely divided here. That's good. And then the other side. Now, on the first step, she has, it's a double orb. So I like putting the one down first, so that way then you can decide, well, do I like that size? Should it be bigger? Should it be smaller? Because then you can either put one on the inside or put one on the outside. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the inside. Working to be very careful. This one I also found is rather forgiving in a lot of ways, so you don't have to worry about, because it's like, as you can see, these are not even. They're not even. Well, they're close to the same size, but it is rather forgiving and a lot of fun. All right, so once you have your orbs done, and let me say, they don't have to be in a straight line. They can be curvy, completely up to you. The next step is it's like a section of a wavy line. We're gonna basically draw a bump. So it's a curved line. You could think of it as an S shape, I guess, if you want to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the takeoff and land concept, and that is, I want to make sure that that you can see the pen, is I'm going to trace over this, because we're going to put it on the underside of the orbs. So I'm tracing over, and then, just a little bump, a little curved line, sort of in the center. And then land by tracing over the orb that's there. So that's the takeoff and land concept. And it's nice because if I don't, then I end up with, you can see where it starts and stops. And it's nice to kind of have them merge in together. Okay. Then we're going to do takeoff and land as well, but I'm trying to find the right phrase for the land part. So we're going to take off here, and this is more of an S shape. So I'm coming around here, and then landing is more of a hard landing on that curved line that we just did. Versus, tracing over to begin with and to start with. It wasn't quite a crash landing, but sometimes that's what I call it. Okay. And let's see if I'm doing this up here. Okay, there we go. And I might as well just continue. I like to continue off the page. Now, other side as well, but I wanted to do the one side so that we don't have to flip the tile so often. But same idea. then we're going to essentially aura around. I'm going to start here, and we're going to aura around the orb and this line, and then we're coming on the inside, or what would this be? The left side of this orb. So let me just show you. Like that. And then, so you want to start at the top. And I did put a little note in mine, start at the top. Because the ones after that, we're not going to go here, because that's what we did up here. We're not going there because we're not drawing over. So I'm going to start here on this line, and then it's the same thing from there, and then from here, same idea. And then the other side, it's just going the opposite direction. And I feel like I should have, oops, no, I almost went the wrong way. And you can have fun with, how far out you pull these. There's so much fun and different things that you can do with this. There's one last step, but before I get to that, and I know we had several people and that did this in the round. So they're using a Zendala, or a round piece of paper, and we wanted it all to connect. So if you want to do something like that, and this isn't in the step out, but I do want to make mention that you'll essentially want to imagine the space here, because like I said here, because this is just this bit, right? I started on this, but we don't want to do that, because if it's going to continue all the way around, so you'll just want to like start here. So it's like picture, okay, it would be about this far away, and that way when you go all the way around, then you won't see your starting space. So I just offer that in case you want to give that a try. All right, next step is just a simple curved line like that. Underneath, it kind of makes it look like a frowny face. And let's see, we'll barely get one right here. Okay. Now, if you take a look at the link next to where it says for more inspiration, I always put the originator of the tangle. That's what I call it, for more inspiration, because that's exactly what it's for. Now this one is closer. If you look at Anja's step out, you'll see that if you have some things placed right, this part can look like it's connected to here, and it's going to be right placement. And I'm thinking if you make it too big, it doesn't work as well as if you do it smaller. And that's I think that is partly the key, because I'm looking at one I did earlier. I'll show you in a moment. Because what you'd want to have is this outer line here, kind of lined up-ish, thinking hollow about, like, because it can bend whatever way, right? So that way it would look more continuous, where this you can definitely see that it's not necessarily. But there's other fun that you can have, and it's not required. It's just neat if it works out that way. And I share that because if you want to play with that and take a look at how you would do that you can. So I am going to, let's see, actually there is the last steps that she has, and I actually, well, I'm not going to redo the step out because that's a lot of work. I did miss one step, but I did add it in the play, the last section on my step out, and that is if you want to. And so this, is all of the play part, right? So you can aura, and I'm just going to aura this out. So I'm trying to be very, very careful. And if it gets a little close, it's okay, I suppose. Because I'd like to see if I can get both sides in. But I do like to, at least for this, follow what is on the step out. And then you get to look at that and the samples, so that way you can then, figure out how you might want to have fun with this. And oh my gosh, we had all kinds of animals. Because as you can see, I mean, it looks like, well, actually, before I did that, it kind of has an owl face. And probably because of the this up here. And really, I'm just looking, because I have that. That is this part. I really do. I guess I need to have. Well, I'm not going to. I think I need to have a separate line here and a separate line here. I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave that as it is for now and play with it later. Um, she also had dividing this section up, and then auraing in here, and filling in. She also had filling in the orbs. One thing that I look at, especially when we get to the decorating phase, is what do I need to do? Is there a place that is kind of like looking, and I need to adjust it? And so that's where I will look first to see what I need to do to make it so I like it. Like I said, these are just auraed and filled in. Uh, these orbs she had filled in. Actually, on one of the samples, she did like crosshatch, just little lines, going both directions in there. Looks like a mesh. Oh, and then this part too. And just a lot of fun. Maybe I will give a try. Oh, I have enough room. I could aura that other side. Just really, really neat. And then when you add some brilliant shading in, oh my gosh. Let me see if I can get this. Let's do one thing about if you draw something bigger than you think is, it's like I like to be able to move the pen and not necessarily my hand. And sometimes when I do something a little bit bigger, it it doesn't work so well. And then too, the more I think about it, the worse, the more the hand goes. Oh, I can't take the pressure. All right, then we can neaten those up. But lots of things that you can add. Like I said, the endless ways to have fun with this tangle, and that's why I love sharing. We share our screenshots at the end of every session. If you've never been to one, I always have everybody that wants to open up their camera so we can see the lovely work, and it's just so neat to see all of the differences. And then as we're talking and joking and doing the tangle, I am sure, because I know I get like great ideas just from the creative energy. And even though it's online, and and we're all over the place, all over the world, uh, that energy does seem to translate through, and it's just really, really neat. So much fun. So I would love if you would like to partake in something like that, we would love to have you join us. And that information is in that description section. Just click on the link to my website, and then look for classes/sessions, and there you will find it. And I do keep the links for the free classes there. But so if you want to, but there I have the times, but you have to then translate it to your time zone. Um, yeah, and okay, so this is where I have trouble translating sometimes. So I'm thinking, okay, nope, that's gonna be that whole section there. I just like to I do like to mull over these little partials because I think it's fun. Oh, let's see. That would be, like I said, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. We're just going to color that in because I think, sometimes it works, sometimes the brain doesn't. And that looks fine. And I think this is why it looks very owl shaped because it kind of gives a horned owl look. But like I said, really, really fun tangle. All right, so let's look at some shading. And gosh, on the ones that I just did coloring in, and I didn't really even do shading. But we can start. I'm just going to put some right here where these kind of tuck in. If you find shading a challenge, might as well just do it here too, so it's sort of consistent. Oh, and heck, why not? We could put some down here because this looks like it tucks in. But yeah, if you find that shading is a challenge, one way to start is to look for the places where it's kind of tucked in and like here where that looks like it's tucked in. This is tucked in under there. And then just to play and have fun. You'll see what works, you'll see what doesn't, and I do like to I like to put the tip of the tortillon on the graphite and like on the line that I don't want to go over because it does seem to work great that way. Versus what I was, and then sometimes I don't listen to myself, and let's reach over here. No, that's just awkward. Oh, see, and just even that is neat. But I feel like I'm just going to put a little bit. We'll see. This is how because I was using color on the one from our early session, and this is kind of how I shaded it. Oh yes, because what I was aiming to do, and it does look like it is working, is I was trying to make it look like metallic, shiny, and that kind of does it. Yeah, and kind of gives it a bit of a wave. So super neat tangle. I hope you enjoyed. Let me show you before I forget. So this one is not completely done. I'll save the one that's more done as the ending bit. But I did this larger size on a Zentangle, and I added some. This is actually Jelly Roll has these gold and silver outline pens, and it usually leaves a little bit of the color. Oh, you can kind of see that, yes, on there, on the like as a halo. But I decided to color it in, and I'm like, well, I wasn't thinking that halo part is kind of covered by the black pen outline. But this one is not finished. But I wanted to have some different fun with that one. This one is more finished. I had a lot of fun coloring that in, and yeah, it's just fun. I wanted to have it kind of gemified, and that's what I did. But this one, so as I was pointing out, it almost looks like, so like if this was all the same color, it would help to see. But so this going into this, so it looks almost like it could look like that's a piece, and then here as well. And see here it does line up. I wasn't intending to do it that way, but I think having them closer together seems to help with that. Where this where it's farther apart, and then it depends on how you do this part too. But having this start way up here was just, I was like, no, that's not going to work. Oh, maybe if you do it bigger but have bigger orbs, something for you to play with. So I just wanted to share that. Fun tangle. Again, if you enjoyed it, would love to have you click the like button, and if feel free to share it. And if you like it enough to see more, or you like me enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. That, of course, is free. I know I say that sometimes because I've had people that have asked, because they're not necessarily familiar with YouTube and whatnot, and when you think the word subscribe, you think, oh, that's going to cost something. On YouTube, no. I mean, there are other things. I do have a subscription club. That is information is on my website. That one is not free, but this would be, and I would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. Again, description section, links to step outs and ways to connect. Um, Besides my website, below that is a link to our Facebook, our private Facebook group. So if you would like to tangle with some other crazy tanglers, we would love to have you join us. Just to let you know, there are a couple required questions for membership. Just I like to make sure that everyone understands kind of, we set the tone for the group. So those are there. Would love to have you join us online. It's fun. And with that, thanks so much for watching. Have fun with this tangle. It's a blast. And and just one last plug for subscribe. If you put your email address in on my website, so you get the blog posts. This one was really fantastic. The variety that came out of this class or this session focusing on this tangle was absolutely amazing. And so you will see all of that because I can put the screenshots in, and then individual pictures that are nice and close up and clear, so you can actually see a screenshot's a screenshot. So again, second plug for that. Would love to have you be able to see that if you wish. All right. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.